Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. This particular video is specifically for ICSE class 10 students. ISC class 12 के लिए अलग video बनाऊंगा. I remember in the 90s there was a movie called 1942, A Love Story. I'm calling this particular video 2025 a success story for all you students of ICSE class 10, especially if you follow all the points that I'm going to mention in this video. So please stay with the video till the end and note down these points. Now it's very easy for me to say कि 7 घंटा पढ़ो, 8 घंटा पढ़ो, study for 7 hours, 8 hours. No, I'm not going to say it like that. I'm more focused on whether you are studying quality material instead of just focusing on quantity. It's not enough if you are locked inside a room for 8 hours if you are not putting in the effort to remember, recall, understand everything that you are studying. So quality over quantity should be the mantra. So let me talk about the basics in place. 10 points quickly, we will get through it. First of all, now, and you may think, why am I speaking about this as the first point? Clean up your study space. I have always believed in good energy. So an uncluttered and an untidy, a messy study space will never attract good energy. तो अगर आपको positive, good energy चाहिए, so please ensure that your study space is neat and clean with the books that you're going to use in place so that you can use them, and after you have finished studying one particular session, you put those books back properly. The study space should be a place where you feel like going back again and again. And over the next 2.5 months, you will use that study space a lot. So ensure that it is your favorite spot in your home. Okay, that's point number one, because that positive vibe is very important. If you have the space, I would even suggest that you can also put a small green plant by the side, not a cactus, but a green plant, nice looking leaves, maybe some flowers. If it also gets some sunlight, even better, because it will kind of, motivate you to do better. You could put on the wall some motivational quotes. You could put a photograph of you receiving an award for some accomplishment. It will motivate you that you can do it again and again. If you are using your laptop, make your screensaver, make your wallpaper a photograph or a motivational quote of something which you have done, something which inspires you. Every little step actually matters in order to make you successful in 2025. Now, point number 2. I've always believed in the mantra of beginning early. When I was a student, I used to wake up at 4. Of course, not very happily, reluctantly, I must admit. My father used to wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. My sister also used to wake up at 5 o'clock, but by 5:15, वो सो जाती थी. But I was a more diligent student, I would say. She's going to beat me up for this. So, I always say that the morning time is the best time because it's quiet. It gives you the opportunity to focus. In North India, I would admit that it would be cold right now. I grew up in Delhi, so I know Delhi की ठंड के बारे में. So don't tell me कि अरे North India में सर बहुत ठंड होती है. I grew up in Delhi, so I know exactly what it meant to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But what happens is that even if you get up by 5:30 or 6 o'clock, you won't go to school before 7:30, I assume. You would still get about an hour. उस 1 घंटे का फायदा उठाओ. So if you start the day early, it gives you a head start. Before you go to school itself, it will give you the feeling that, oh, मैंने इतना कुछ कर लिया है. Okay, so that feeling of empowerment is actually very important. If you have any doubts in what you study, you can get them clarified in the first half of the day itself. You can ask those doubts from your teacher. Now, point number 3. I would say that your timetable that includes at least 1 hour, if not more, in the morning, you should preferably study either mathematics or physics. It's a great time. In fact, I would say it is the best time to study either of the two subjects. So you can say Monday maths, Tuesday physics, Wednesday maths, Thursday physics. You can do it like that. You should do a solid 2-hour session बिकॉज अभी ये ट्यूशन वगैरह जाने का टाइम नहीं है, अभी सेल्फ स्टडी करने का टाइम है. ओके, डोंट डिपेंड ऑन योर ट्यूशन टीचर टू रिवाइज इट फॉर यू, रिवाइज इट योरसेल्फ. Every minute counts. Every minute that you're going to spend to go to your tuition teacher, come back, you're actually wasting precious time. Self-study should be your mantra right now. So, 2 घंटे का टाइम लगाओ before from about 4 to 6, then take a half hour break, 6 to 6:30 take a break, 6:30 to 8:30 another 2 hours, have your dinner, and from 9 to 10 to 10:30 whatever amount of time that you can spend, do that time. These should be the broad slots. I repeat, 1 hour minimum. अगर 1.5 घंटा लगा सकते हो, even better. In the morning, 2 hours, 4 to 6, 6:30 to 8:30 another 2 hours, and after dinner 9 to 10, 10:30. Ensure that you have about 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep. That will be good enough. 7 hours ideal. Okay, so that's what. Now what should you study? I said maths and physics in the morning. In the 4 to 6 slot, do science. Don't do history, civics, because neend aayegi. Okay, science subjects, chemistry, biology, if not physics, you can do that. 6:30 to 8:30 is when you should do history, civics, and geography. And in the night, you should do the languages, literature, language, Hindi, whatever your second subject is, second language subject is. Over the weekend, increase these 6 odd hours to at least 7 hours, if not more. At least 1 घंटा और वीकेंड पे आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा. एंड दिस इज स्पेशली फॉर स्टूडेंट्स जिनका काफी बैकलॉग बचा हुआ है. नाउ इन 6 घंटों की और डिटेल में बात करते हैं. व्हाट शुड यू डू? If you have not studied some chapters, tackle them first before you go into revision. ये मत सोचो कि ये चैप्टर, अरे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चैप्टर मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है, एक बार भी नहीं पढ़ा, ठीक है बाद में पढ़ लूंगा, लेट मी रिवाइज फोर्स एंड ऑप्टिक्स एक्सेट्रा, उसके बाद में जाऊंगा. नो, अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का चैप्टर नहीं पढ़ा है, सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम का चैप्टर नहीं पढ़ा है, सो डोंट कीप ऑन रिवाइजिंग एंडोक्राइन. डू सर्कुलेटरी, डू इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. जो भी चैप्टर नहीं पढ़ा है उसको पूरी तरह से पढ़ो. That is mantra number 1. Mantra number 2, revision of all the tricky subjects. Once you have studied all the chapters, revision. Topography and geography, very important. Most students lose marks in topo sheets. Any of the tricky chapters in physics, any of the tricky chapters in mathematics. अगर केमिस्ट्री में आपका ऑर्गेनिक वीक है तो ऑर्गेनिक पर ध्यान दो. अगर फिजिकल वीक है तो फिजिकल पर ध्यान दो. कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशंस आपके ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट में कोई वीक पॉइंट है उस पर ध्यान दो. लिटरेचर में आपको लगता है कि ओ कुकी लेडी मुझे सॉरी वो तो 12th का है, कोई भी पर्टिकुलर पोएम, हॉन्टेड हाउसेस मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, ग्लव एंड द लाइन्स मुझे समझ में आ गया, सो हॉन्टेड हाउसेस पर ज्यादा ध्यान दो. ओके, ऑल द वीडियोस ऑफ लिटरेचर आर देयर ऑन द चैनल, प्लीज मेक यूज ऑफ देम. टेस्ट पेपर्स, अगर आपने ये सब भी कर लिया, अटेम्प्टेड टेस्ट पेपर एटलीस्ट 1 in a day in any of the slots. हिस्ट्री सिविक्स का करना है, टेक ए टेस्ट पेपर फ्रॉम SWS, डू इट इन द 6:30 to 8:30 slot, सी हाउ मेनी आर यू गेटिंग इट राइट, और उसके बाद उसको एनालाइज कीजिए. If you have got it right, fine. If you have done 10 questions, 7 ठीक आए हैं, वो 3 में क्या गलती हुई है, किस वजह से गलती हुई है, क्या आपको समझने में गलती हुई या केयरलेस मिस्टेक थी, the analysis is as important as attempting the test. So test papers very important. History, civics, geography, English literature, English grammar, इन सभी के टेस्ट पेपर्स, क्वेश्चन बैंक are there on Study with Sudhir app. Please make use of them because there are lots of them and they're all competency focused questions. So they will really be very useful. They're better than any sample papers available in the market. We'll try to make them for maths and computer applications as well. Not promising, but we are trying. Now, the last part is that please note down your doubts. कोई भी doubt हो लिखिए और उसको resolve कीजिए the next day. Within 24 to 48 hours, you should be able to resolve that doubt. Again, very important. 5वां point, help a friend. Now you will think, अरे we should be away from our friends. That's what our parents say. Why is sir telling us to help a friend? इसका एक फायदा है और इसका फायदा आपको ही होगा. फायदा ये होगा कि if one of your friends wants you to clarify some doubts or explain to you some chapter, ओके, सम पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर, कोई भी हो सकता है, लिटरेचर का कोई पोएम हो सकता है, लेट्स से गांधीयन एरा हो सकता है, या सॉइल रिसोर्सेज वाला चैप्टर हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है ज्योग्राफी में या साइंस में, कोई भी हो सकता है. इट विल हेल्प यू. और अगर आपने ऑलरेडी पढ़ लिया है, इफ यू ऑलरेडी नो दैट चैप्टर वेल, इट विल हेल्प यू रिवाइज इट फॉर योरसेल्फ. ऑल्सो इट विल हेल्प यू clarify in your mind कि आपको सारे doubts हैं, because when you are explaining itself, you may get a doubt. Oh, my friend asked me this doubt and I was not able to answer satisfactorily. So you will go back and get that rectified. So this is an opportunity for you also to kind of get that clarity in your mind. So help a friend, but इसमें एक शर्त है. Okay, this is on one condition. The condition is that you will not help a friend who जो इधर उधर की बातें भी करेगा, who will tell you कि अरे तूने Netflix पे ये सीरियल OTT देखा, or somebody who will discuss the cricket match how India lost in Melbourne. अगर इधर उधर की बातें करनी है तो ऐसे दोस्त की मदद मत कीजिए. But help only such a friend who is saying that okay, we will focus only on the chapter and no इधर उधर की बातें. Okay, that will also help you. Point number 6, do not invest in any textbooks now, because I find many students, and this happened specifically last year, I remember, not so much this year, students realizing that, oh, they don't have the best textbooks prescribed by the school. So they want to go and invest in another textbook. It's too late now in January to do that. So go with whatever textbooks you have and try to make up with quality notes, quality test papers, quality material, quality videos. Usse help लीजिए, but don't start reading a new textbook right now. ये गलती कभी भी मत कीजिए. Okay. 7वां पॉइंट, इंग्लिश इज अ कंपल्सरी सब्जेक्ट. अगर आपको बेस्ट ऑफ 5 करना है और बेस्ट ऑफ 5 में आपको हाई 90s में चाहिए, यू नीड टू स्कोर वेरी हाई मार्क्स इन इंग्लिश. इंग्लिश इज अ कंपल्सरी सब्जेक्ट. इंग्लिश में मार्क्स क्यों जाते हैं? पहली बात, पहला एग्जाम होता है, नर्वसनेस होते हैं, उसी के चलते इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में काफी लोग कबाड़ा करके आ जाते हैं. प्लीज डोंट डू दैट मिस्टेक. नंबर 2, लिटरेचर पहली बारी आपका आ रहा है तो उसके चलते भी थोड़ा सा मामला गड़बड़ हो सकता है. So please ensure that English is something which you focus on in order to get yourself to a flying start. Be a Yashasvi Jaiswal as far as English language and literature papers are concerned. History, civics, geography is another subject which people ignore. But I can tell you from experience that history, civics and geography are very high scoring subjects. So please ensure that these 4 papers you do very well. It can take your overall best of 5 to the moon. तो अगर आपका कोई और सब्जेक्ट में थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ भी हो जाए, उसके बावजूद आपका best of 5 can really go very high. So ensure that you do these 4 papers very well. 8th point, English literature. This time you have new books. You are the first batch which will be tested on Julius Caesar and Treasure Chest as far as board exams are concerned. So be more careful. There will be more competency based questions. It will not be lollipop सीधा questions. It will be more competency focused questions which will test your understanding. Please use my question bank. I think it's a very high quality question bank. There are over 500 MCQs. The total marks is over 1400 marks, 1439 or something. I can say it with confidence that it's the best that is available. So please make use of that question bank. In fact, so many teachers and private tutors have already bought it. I would say from experience that there are 5 subjects out of 10 that you need to pay more attention. This is my own belief. 5 papers जहां पर आपको ज्यादा टेस्ट किया जा सकता है. The first, of course, is English literature. I just now told you what to do. Second is mathematics, जो कि इस साल से 3 hours का एग्जाम होगा. Mathematics will be a 3-hour exam. So you can expect certain number of questions which will test your skills, which will take more time, which is why they've given you half an hour more. So be prepared to face googly questions in mathematics. So mathematics is a paper you need to be focused on. We are trying to get you some help as far as mathematics is also concerned. We will take some special sessions. Physics always has been the paper which is the toughest among all the papers in class 10. So physics, again I say, will be the 3rd paper. English language, please do not ignore the essays. Practice writing some essays. I have already said इसके अभी 108 copies और बाकी हैं बस. The last 108, there will be no reprinting. So please buy a copy of this book and make use of the essays and letters in this particular book. Read the toppers essays and letters. Read the essays and letters written by me. इसका बहुत फायदा होगा. I can't tell you the amount of help it has given to the students who have already purchased this book last year as well as this year. So please do buy this. In fact, I would advise class 10 students to in fact invest in this, especially if you're going to continue in ISC. इससे काफी फायदा होगा because this book has even more detail and 60 more topics as far as essays are concerned. So please invest in these two books for essays. Grammar, I have prepared 25 grammar test papers. Please use them. There are the Natu series free videos on YouTube. उसका भी फायदा उठाइए. You will get a full range. ये दोनों कर दो. The test papers के 25 पेपर and the Natu series free videos जो पिछले साल उससे पिछले साल डाले थे. You don't need anything else. Final, history civics, because there will be more competency focused questions, especially in civics. Okay, तो इन 5 पेपर्स पर ज्यादा ध्यान देने की जरूरत है. Final point, as you revise, I would advise you to keep jotting down short notes, because on the day of the exam, the morning of the exam, the night before the exam, the day before the exam, these short notes which will be written by you in your own handwriting will prove extremely useful. So I'm not saying very neat, just keep jotting it down. Just, I mean, एक chapter के 1 page, 1.5 page, 2 page maximum, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. Short notes so that you can just use it for quick revision just before going into the examination hall. उस समय पर you will not have time to go through your textbook. Okay, tata, bye bye. Thank you very much. I hope these 10 points will be of use. Follow these 10 points. Trust me, it will be 2025 a success story. Tata, bye bye. God bless you. Namaskar.